Do I need to call you the female version of Steph Curry, or do I need to call Steph Curry the male version of Caitlin Clark? I mean, which one is it? Which one is it?
Caitlin Clark is the type of player we have never seen in her league. In fact, she's the type of player we've only seen once in any league. Caitlin Clark is the rare female version of Steph Curry. She is the closest replication to Steph that we have ever seen, and it's not close. Since Steph Curry broke the NBA in 2016, for better or worse,
Steph Curry is messing the game up.
we have been waiting for the 2.0 version. Whether you're talking Damian Lillard, Trae Young, or Jordan Poole, people want to declare the next young three-point shooter as the next Steph Curry. But every time, they totally get it wrong. Why is that? Well, people are missing out on what the core of Steph Curry is. People, except for Caitlin Clark. The three-point revolution led to a bunch of 13-year-olds jacking up bad threes in AAU, thinking they were playing like their idol. Now in the pros, we have way too many young stars doing the same thing. But jacking up bad threes and hitting a third of them does not make you the next Steph Curry. There are 5 big reasons why Caitlin Clark reminds everyone of the baby-faced assassin more so than anyone else. Number 1, her gravity. What does gravity mean in basketball? Think of it like this.
They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry!
Recovered by Gabby Marshall. Here comes Clark. How will she go for history?
There is a reason why both of these players' most iconic shots are logo threes. They don't just shoot it from deep because they can or because it looks cool. They do it because it forces defenses to guard more square footage of the court than at any point in NBA history. Think about it. If your defender has to come out to almost the half-court line, when you beat them off the dribble, you have free reign to an open, closer three. So defenses got smart. They have someone hovering behind Steph and Clark, pulling them away from their offensive player. Because Steph Curry and Caitlin Clark can hit from anywhere in the half court, defenses have to drift towards them. All it takes is an easy pass and their teammate has an open bucket. So what makes them different from Damian Lillard, who has a few big logo threes of his own? Well, on top of the huge difference in efficiency, Steph and Clark are far better and far more willing passers. They don't just shoot to score, they shoot to create open looks down the road. Who else gets double teamed at half court? And because both players have wicked fast release, they are constantly a danger if you give them an inch.
Somebody break down the release time, which is pretty much identical to mine. And then her just confidence, you can't help but watch when she plays, where she's shooting from, the range, the confidence, the flair. Like, she's a performer.
Not just their release, but even the types of threes they shoot are similar. Just look at her last game where she pulls these crazy threes off the pick like Steph Curry.
Offensive possessions, 2 buckets for the Fever. Caitlin Clark for 3, rattles it into 2, extended run from the end of the first quarter. Clark again, heating up.
Or a step back 3.
Things. 8 assists, 15 points in the first half, looking to add to her tally. Ooh.
And we all know about her logo 3.
Round here for the Fever, good ball movement on this possession. Logo shot, logo man.
The only thing that makes Steph and Clark different are their teammates. Clark was on a second-tier college team, then joined the worst team in the WNBA. That means her usage percentage is sky high, while Steph's is pretty low. Though Steph also plays with a point forward like Draymond Green, while Clark gets to set WNBA assist records. But their style is the exact same, and you won't believe how similar that makes the records they break. Number 2, it's not just that they break records, they set unbreakable records. Over the last decade, Steph Curry has broken just about every three-point shooting record there is. But did you know that that started in college? For decades, the men's single-season three-point shooting record was held by Freddie Banks. who hit 152 in 1987. That record stood for 2 decades, until Steph hit 162 in 2008, shattering the previous record. Nobody came particularly close until after the three-point revolution that Steph started. Even then, Darius McGee tied his record in 2023, but he only shot a solid 39%. Steph shot 43%. If you were taking more threes back in 2008, look out. Because that is exactly what happened to Steph in the pros. In 2013, Steph broke Ray Allen's record with 272 threes in a season. 2 years later, he hit 285. In 2016, he became the first player ever to hit 300 three-pointers in a season. And then, he became the only player to hit 400 threes in a season. That's right, he broke his own three-point record by 117 threes in 2016. By the way, that number is 112 more than Ben Simmons hit in his entire career. But Caitlin Clark has the exact same trajectory. Because Steph Curry's 162 threes in 2008 wasn't just the men's NCAA record, but both the men's and the women's. Caitlin Clark did last season what Steph did in 2016. She shattered a record and made it unbreakable. Clark hit 201 three-pointers last season, by far the record. As her game and career progressed, she was eventually taking more threes than twos, just like her male counterpart, Steph Curry. 30 years ago, the only players who could say that were guys like Tim Legler or Steve Kerr, true three-point specialists. Now, three-point specialists don't exist. If you can't hit threes, you better be really good at something else, because then you won't even play. That brings us to number 3. Both Caitlin Clark and Steph Curry have had undeniable impacts on their sports. Look at LeBron James's first career game. What do you notice, other than the terrible resolution and that ugly old ESPN logo? Look how cramped the paint is. Back in the day when big men ruled, it wasn't crazy for 3 guys to play below the free throw line. Now look at this Steph game winner from last year.
Pajemski has it. Here come the screens. Curry comes free. Gets the ball, puts up a three-pointer. Bang! Steph Curry nails the three-pointer with 7/10 of a second remaining.
There is never more than 1 guy in the paint, and sometimes 5 guys might be behind the three-point line. That is the Steph Curry effect. GMs realized after Steph Curry won the 2015 finals that they had been doing basketball wrong. 3 points is bigger than 2, right? And if there is the constant threat of 3, you get easy looks in the paint. Because of Steph's three-point revolution, we had more threes than ever, we had more triple-doubles than ever because there were fewer big men and longer rebounds, we had higher field goal percentages than ever because unskilled centers like DeAndre Jordan and Rudy Gobert had easy dunks, and we had a game that looked unrecognizable to the same league from 20 years earlier. Steph Curry changed the game. The NBA's revenue also spiked in Curry's peak, but there were so many variables that you can't account all of that to Steph. But with the WNBA spike in popularity this year, there is only one new variable: Caitlin Clark. Clark in Iowa's game against LSU last year drew in almost 13 million viewers. The WNBA finals didn't even crack 1 million. The WNBA is finally legitimized in pop culture as a top-tier sport, all because of Clark. While Steph changed the way the game looks, Caitlin Clark changed how an entire league operates. Their viewership tripled when she joined the league. Revenues are higher than they've ever been. Salaries have matched. And yet, people hate her for it. Which brings us to number 4. Everyone hated these 2 players, except for the fans.
They score a lot of points, they score them fast, they're young, they're fun, they're energetic, but it should be noted, those teams generally don't win bunches of titles. They don't. The teams that win lots and lots of titles have men. They're bigger, they're stronger.
That was the thinking back then, that you needed to be big to win. No one thought Steph and the Warriors could win 1 title. We hadn't seen a team like that do it before. Instead, they won 4. Compare that to...
I'm taking Paige. Next question.
So if you had the #1 pick this year, you would take Paige over Caitlin?
Absolutely.
People wanted to see both of them fail. Could it be because Curry and Clark were both more popular than anyone from the old guard? That aging players and media heads were bitter? Steph didn't have to deal with the same on-court violence as Clark, but they both handled their struggles in the same way. Which brings us to number 5, their demeanor.
Obviously, a lot was made of this matchup between yourself and Diana Taurasi. I know she's one of your idols. How big is it for you to get a win here against her today?
I'm just happy we won. It was cool to play against her, and obviously a really great game. And like you said, this crowd was absolutely incredible.
She could have scorched her greatest critic, but she didn't. Just like we've been seeing from Steph Curry for years, she handles everything with grace and a smile. Neither Steph nor Clark have had anything resembling a controversy in their entire careers. Not even a soundbite of them being rude to players who hate them. Sure, they trash talk on the court, but when it's all said and done, they're just pros who really like playing basketball. And that's why they are both superstars. Do you think Caitlin Clark is the best Steph Curry impression we've seen since he came into the league? Let us know in the comments and watch one of these videos next. Listen to The Wrong Opinion, Useless NBA Trivia, and Garbage Rankings for more NBA content.